Hey, this is the poor black intellectual poet again. I'm giving out another poem. This is from my book. Um, I think next week or maybe a couple days from now, I'll do a poem from a book for a poem from a poetry book that I'm writing right now. It's This one was inspired by isolation because I like to keep to myself and stuff. But it's also for people who go to prison, the realities of prison. So tell me what you think of this poem. I call it Forever. The judge's gravel slams down with force, just as many participants begin their course. As they leave with their lives intact for another day, the people move in a trance like blur to the sound away. My mind has stopped to input what has occurred. Many voices speaking at once are now slurred. My heart beats as my legs weaken from the trauma. I think wildly even if I can get help from Obama. But who am I but a lowly scourge of society who thought that I would gain notoriety? As what a stone cold killer would provide. I guess everything I thought except even looking outside. I realize that I'm crying through tears that I have never known. My tatted up face is washed with the very innocence my eyes shown. My features, as tough as they are, must give satisfaction from a man I will never see again, or a man who grants retractions. Those old white eyes have seen many break down to the gavel. They are both cruel and remorseful alike, not unable to understand like Babel. This dance occurs to the point that is beyond routine, is disgusting from him to me, but to the victim to him just justice pristine. Two eyes speak two truths that blend into one. The cycle never stop or finally will be done. These thoughts rush in my mind as I wish I was the prey. But am I really a rabid dog that must pay? For the crimes of man tries to put a dent into the cycle of hate that others once put up the sense. For the cages you dare say people, human beings pay rent. The court moves at a normal speed as my mind wanders. I constantly remember each step towards my ultimate blunder. Look at me now, Mom, your song of redemption I never sang. Instead, I hustle on the corner singing only songs of cruel slang. The night sky was my hunting ground through the crisp night air, killing with no impunity all the neighborhood men as well as their hares. Might as well, for they have no fathers to teach them the way. Just killed many generations as in diapers these men lay. Waiting to be men too soon as the night's darkness is a reality. In a hole, in a prison, or in the dirt screaming to forever seal me. Am I lucky to be in prison or am I not lucky to be in the dirt? Forever's forever, as I realize I'll never see a girl in a skirt. Or a hot meal, my family or friends, or even the moon. Ah, yes, the luminous moon will always exist for the world beyond noon. I'll probably never see it again as the night is just staring aimlessly thinking of food, just staring for hours till I force myself to sleep in solitude. I will be doing that for the rest of my life till I cannot walk or relieve myself instead. That will be a blessing, for I'll smell my feces next to my cramped bed. As an old man, I'll receive help to live a little more comfortable feeling. A system can have mercy on an old man and give him things it's not stealing. I realize that I'm thinking toward a future as a feeling of limited freedom. As an old man being caged like an enemy and treated like a kindly seen bum. I will be so kindly after all those years in captivity as an old man who never saw the moon. So who is lucky, who is not, as you wish for death ever so soon. The events of the crime stay imprinted on your mind for the rest of your life. as you have to survive being so cautious from killers with their makeshift knives. The hallways are the death march as you panic at sudden movements left and right. This is your life as the guards can do very little protection in their sight. You will live like this for hours, days, weeks, years, decades in constant strife. The events of the crime will stay imprinted on your mind for the rest of your life. The food, if you call it, tastes like cardboard as you chew it. Whatever happens to keeps you alive in prison, you must do it. You juggle the choices of suicide and survival as the years go by. The gray, dirty brick wall is all you will see as nothing flies by. Every second is recorded in the mind as a regret of the crime. Every other second is recorded in the mind as the regret of the time. They are just the same thoughts over and over until they intertwine. The madness creeps in the mind as you find its ways to distort the truth. You think of the unmarked grave that will lead your life to nowhere like a noose. You look up and see the bail's bondsman take you to your cell. You are carrying toilet paper, folded clothes, and the blanket quietly, no yell. The bars move noisily against the metal as it close with a loud bang. The sound of the gun echoes through the cell as the guard walks away from the can. I set myself up to look at my permanent home for as long as I am alive. I look at the dirty toilet in the corner cramped in the bed until I dive. I watch the index crawl in the cracks and the crevice of the inner wall. They will live, for I do not kill anymore, for it's death before the fall. I stare at my new home for 23 hours a day looking at my view. It is just another wall past the bars. There's really nothing new. Perhaps I will find something I was not looking for here, staring madly at the same cracks and crevices year after year. A villain to some, but to friends and family loved by few others as the clock goes by, slowly forgotten by all, even my mother. The process of life continues for them every day beyond this cell. The absence is a vacuum filled in the presence of others doing well. Something that many would contain in anger towards the victim. Something that seeing the same things for over 50 years is what has created this system. Find something similar to solace to the things that we can't change and the things we can. Hate is everywhere, but understanding why things occur and accepting it like a man. I look at the repetition that is going to be my life and I understand why I'm here. Because of the repetition that was my life, I'm seeing that I now care. I feel something that can keep a man sane, alive, well without a dent. The understanding of remorse, kindness, and pity, and feeling we know as repent. I am sorry, and now I will survive, 'cause hate ain't nothing to live for. It is what blocks the meaning of solidarity like a lock in this prison door. It will get you killed, drive you deeper into the realm of madness. You can be there for these young people coming who are dadless. Be the beacon of hope so you could save others as well as yourself from the abyss. You are alive, day one of forever.